So video chart presentation of OPXA Therapeutics. It's a NASDAQ-listed stock, trading our ticker OPXA. This one-year chart shows OPXA is trying to make a big rounded bottom. If you took this and actually scrunched it together, this look a little bit more like an inverted head and shoulders. Nice solid support around $1.65. Little bit of an upward move on Thursday, up about 3%. Just want to pay attention to this going forward to see if this support level is going to stay intact and to see if this price per share can once again push above the 50 and 200-day moving averages and see if it can break through a resistance point right up around $2.40, $2.50. With the chart trending sideways the way it has been for the last few months and sitting on a support point, not going to get a whole lot from these indicators. See, the MACD is trying to make a higher low. 12 looks like it's curling up towards the 26 EMA, telling us potentially a bullish cross could be coming. Just going forward, be looking for it to break this downtrend and ultimately move its way back above zero, because you can see right through here the last time that happened, price per share had a nice climb. PPO in a similar position. ADX, all three components down low, very neutral reading. Money flow index, still below 50. That's bear chart territory. But again, with the buying pressure that came in yesterday, seeing a rotation, but still very early on. Ultimately, of course, want to see it over top of 50, showing that people are paying higher prices for the stock. Accumulation distribution, just sitting on a base. Chaikin money flow right around zero. Indicates that buying and selling pressure over 20-period increments is essentially equal. CCI is coming upward. Looks like it's going to try and break above negative 100. Bottom feeders would use that as a buy point. There's going to be a hold unless it broke right back down through negative 100. Technically speaking, though, the official buy signal for the CCI doesn't come until a break of positive 100. Bottom feeders will use the break of negative 100 to potentially catch the full breadth of a move. Not much from the full still, a little bit of a curl. Momentum could be trying to shift gears from bearishness to bullishness, but this hook is very early on, still down around 20. The tricks like the MACD trying to move upward a little bit, but needs to get back over top of zero to show a stronger bullish trend to the chart. Going right along those same lines, relative strength index, down below 50 still says there's not really any bullish momentum in the play, but is starting to curl, and the 7 snapping upward, so it's early on signs. As I mentioned, that's pretty much what I would have expected from the indicators. I try to take a run through them anyways, just to make sure there's not something jumping out that might indicate this chart's much more bearish and likely going to break through this support point. But I'm just not seeing that. Everything's looking pretty neutral. You can see how strong this support point is. Going back a full year, there's a strong support throughout the first half of 2013. Finally caved through it. Was a tough spot of resistance until it finally broke above back in September. And of course made a nice move up to 244, essentially doubling from the bottom. But now again, it's serving as support, so that's going to be a key spot to stay intact. Because if it falls through, probably going to come back down here to $1.40 and potentially even these old lows at $1.25. From the resistance side of things, there's going to be an initial point right there around $2 that's been having a tough time breaking above to end 2013 and at the early part of 2014. A move above that would also put some distance between the price and those key moving averages, the 50 and 200 day. So I'd look for that to be the first spot of resistance, and I'd look for a primary area starting at 244 and running all the way up to 256 as a point that if it can break and hold above that, might be indicating that this chart's going to finally make this big rounded bottom and continue an upward path, making some higher highs and higher lows and establishing a channel like that to show an ongoing building of strength. So those are the type of things that I'll be looking for in the OPXA chart, but as always, it's merely my interpretation. Thank you for watching. Trade smart.